Hello, hello, hello there. Welcome to Tools to Mediumship, Part 1. Thank you to everyone that has tuned into the last one. Let's go forward. All right, so in this segment, we will discuss how to perfect your mediumship. Now, I'm going to be frank with you guys. This is like my fifth, sixth time recording this, so this is going to be the last one. I may stumble a two or second over, my words because hey, I'm nervous, but this is going to be my last recording. So let's move forward. That's my disclaimer as we move forward. And also, I just want to show you my funny side. All right. So with this, um, with the last one, I gave you actual resources. I gave you things that you can go out and buy and obtain. This time, I'm giving you the tools that you can work within your comfort, things that you already have within you that you can utilize as tools. Sometimes people tend to forget that, hey, you are the tool. You know, in the old days, they didn't have all this technology, they didn't have what we have now. They had to rely on their bodies to be the tool. So, in this part two, I'm going to teach you how to use yourself as the tool, use your body as the tool to perfect your mediumship. So, with that said, I want to break it down into 6 different segments. This is going to straight to the point, not too long. Yes. The first one is establishing a healthy relationship with your beloved, elevated ancestors and spirit guides. Keyword elevated. We'll get to that at one point. Meditation and proper breathing techniques and dream work. The next one. Journaling and a communication log. You probably want a communication log. What does she mean by communication log? We'll get there. Furthering your spiritual development is, you know, it's always good to invest in yourself, especially in your spirituality, because they'll come back tenfold. And the last one, practice the spiritual hygiene. Baby, this one is important. All right. So establishing a healthy relationship with your elevated ancestors and spirit guides. The reason why I say elevated is because when you get on the journey of, setting up an ancestor altar, which would be in another video, um, you want to make sure you're using your discernment on who and what ancestors you can and cannot work with, because not all ancestors are good for you. You might have had some ancestors that were, excuse my language, on some fuck shit. And they may not have totally elevated now, they're in the spirit realm. So you may not want to work with them. Now, don't get me wrong, you might have had some ancestors that was on some other stuff in the real world, but they still have your back. And sometimes those might be the ones that get their hands dirty for you, but that's another subject. Anyway, um, going back to what I was saying, not all ancestors are good for us. And so you have to use your discernment. Um, when you're working at an altar, when you have your ancestor altar, and when you're working with one, that allows you to perfect your mediumship. It allows you to hone in on those skills. Venerating your ancestors, having a space in your home, meaning an altar that can be dedicated to your ancestors. Knowing that your altar is your first line of defense. when you have an altar in your home where this space is sacred, this space is where where your folks live, as I would like to say. This space is where your folks live, as I would like to say. Because the space is sacred and this is where they live and this is your altar in a sense. Um, you are knowing that, hey, this is my first line of defense, meaning that you built that healthy relationship with them where it's a constant um, recipient, it's a constant back and forth communication. So anytime anything is wrong or things need to be done, you're able to sit and commune with them. That's when you get to that point, is your discernment is top tier because you have already discern and know, okay, this ancestor can do this ancestor is good at this ancestor can help me with this. I hope I've said enough. Give me a second so I can look at my notes. Yes, because I don't want to go into too much detail with altars because that's going to be a separate video. The next one, meditation and proper breathing techniques. So meditation helps to ground you, but also to cancel out any outside noise. Um, Meditation is so important because in order to hear, when I say hear, in order to spiritually hear, that's what I mean. So in order to spiritually hear, your mom, your mind has to be at ease. The noise, because a lot of us, and it's natural. We all have chatter, a lot of chatter, just so much chatter within our head. And so when you said when you go to your quiet space, because not everybody has an altar. So we're gonna say when you go to your quiet space, because when I first started on this journey back in 2010, I didn't have an altar. Um, but I meditated regularly because I was raised. My grandfather's very spiritual, so that was something I did a lot. So meditation to me, it comes very easily because I've been doing it for such a long time. You have to get to a place where you can calm your mind. Once you calm your mind, you'll be able to, you know, you'll notice that you'll start to pick up on things. You'll start to, I'm trying to give you examples. Excuse me. I'm trying to give you examples. Your intuition will get stronger. And what I mean by that, things like you'll somebody you might be really close to, you'll just know they're about to call you, or they'll cross your mind, and they will cross your mind, and then bam, they call you. Just little stuff like that. You'll start noticing little things, and your intuition will get stronger. Even when it comes to like discerning things about people, your intuition will get stronger because you know why? You have a quiet mind. You know how to calm that. You know how to calm those thoughts down. Um, the next thing is called the 369 method. You're probably like, huh? Sound like a song or something. It does kind of, but no. um, Following this method will allow your brain waves to slow down. So when we are sleeping and we're dreaming, our brain waves are at a very low state. Now, when you're meditating, well, the monks are, so for example, the Tibetan monks, when they meditate, they're able to bring their brain, this is like a tongue twister, sorry about that. All right, say that like I'm not recording this again over and over. This is the last time I'm recording this. Anyways, so when the monks are meditating, they're able to bring their brain waves down to a very low state. When you're in that very low state, you will start to notice yourself. You will start to notice yourself slip into what they will call a trance meditation. That, my friend, is a very deep state of meditating. That takes skill and that takes expertise. Sometimes when you're in that state of meditation, sometimes your spirit leaves. That's how deep you can go. But that would be another subject and another topic. But this is why meditating is so important. And I talked about this also in the first video. But again, like I said, I didn't go deep into stuff. This video, this segment is going to be short, but not as short as the last one. I wanted to dive deeper into things. Dream work. You're probably like, well, how does that? Okay. And so, so dream work. Are you a vivid, or so first of all, if you're a vivid dreamer, the question says, vivid dreamer? So if you are a vivid dreamer, and let me stop by giving you an example of, what a vivid dreamer is. Because maybe not everybody is a vivid dreamer. This is a person who, when they dream, they feel like they're going to different places. They feel like they're traveling to maybe family members' houses. Or this is, and they also may feel like you wake up like, ooh, that dream felt so real. Because a lot of times these dreams, some of them are real. It's just different states of the dream realm where you're going into. Dream work. Part of dream work is when you know you are a vivid dreamer, you then need to realize, hey, you need to record your dreams. It is imperative for you to record your dreams. And even if you're not a dreamer, record your dreams. Record your dreams. Everybody, record your dreams, because a lot of times you will receive messages within your dreams. Now, there are some cases where your dreams will just be about your emotional state of being, and whatever you ate the night before might just give you like a really wacky dream. But the reason why we record things is so that you can build that data, and so that you can have a running record of, okay, all right. And I'm going to give you examples because I love giving examples. I work in education, so I love giving examples. I love, being very descriptive, just so I'm as helpful as I can be. Anyways, if you don't have a dream log, this is what you're going to do. Get yourself a dream log. Because a lot of this stuff, as we talk, and this is coming to me, if you're very new to this, write down what happened the night before. Write down how you felt. If you ate something crazy, write it down, because this is how you will record things. This is how you will track it. This is how you will track your dreams. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to move forward. Journaling. Now you're probably like, wait a minute, how many things I got to record? You got to record a lot. Journaling, a communication log. When you are pulling oracle, so let's, for example, say if you're pulling an oracle card for yourself or some form of like a tarot card. Now, I'm not saying go out and get yourself oracle card or tarot card. If you don't feel called to do that, don't do that. This part right here is for people who have already been dealing with oracle cards and tarot cards, because that's not for everybody. I just want to throw that out there. So get a communication log. When you are pulling an oracle card for yourself, or when you're sitting at your altar, keep a running record of the conversations that are held at your altar. Meaning, keep a running record of whatever downloads you receive, whatever signs you receive, whatever symbols you receive, and the connection that you make them out to be. For the people who, and this is coming to me as we're talking right now, as I'm talking, you're listening. For the people who receive angel numbers, if you receive angel numbers, because like I said, I want to make sure I hit every aspect and I'm able to reach everyone, because not everyone use oracle cards. I know when I first started in 2010, I wasn't into all that stuff. I wasn't ready to dabble in that. I was crystals, a crystal baby, crystals and yoga. I kept it simple. Because you have to understand, like, um, there are energies out here that are not, are not to be messed with, and you have to make sure you're doing the right way. Um, so going forward, so for the people who let's say you're really big into angel numbers, and seeing synchronicities within the numbers that you see, if you're riding in a car or 1111 keeps popping up, or just numbers that catch your attention, I want you to stop going online and looking up what it means. This is what I want you to do going forward. I want you to, going forward, when you see that number, I want you to stop your thoughts and reflect on what you were just thinking. What were you thinking of when you saw that number? So, for example, if you saw 1111 and you're riding a car and you happen to see 1111, stop and revisit the last thought that you just had before you saw 1111. I kid you not. Then turn around. Now, this part you can go up and look it up, because then from there you'll be able to see how, oh my gosh, this is what they say that, this number means. And then you corresponded, you correlated to the thought that you had and the definition of what that number means, so that you can see how the two connect. I'm trying to bridge the gap so that you can use what you have and rely on your body as the tool. I hope I'm making myself clear. Let me give another example. If you are at work and you frustrated, and the number 777 comes up or something like that, I don't know, I'm just giving an example. Angel numbers are not really my thing, but let's say the number 777 comes up and you're frustrated. And a lot of times people don't realize when they see these numbers, they're supposed to stop and think about the thoughts that just came to them. The angel numbers can help you. It's just you have to know how to apply it. And that's how you apply it. So, great benefits. This method will remove self-doubt, increase one's self-esteem. This method would also help you to build trust in your spiritual team. Your spiritual team is your elevated ancestors, your spirit guides. That's your spiritual team. Practicing spiritual hygiene. Now, this one is so important, so important. When you are dealing with spirituality and you get to the point of, let's say you're at the point where you are using tarot card. I can't speak right now. Let's say you're at the point where you are using oracle cards and tarot cards, and you're reading for people, or you might be reading for yourself. You have to learn how to practice the art of spiritual hygiene, because there are times when your tools, um, as one would say, can get infected. Sorry to sound like that, but it's the truth. They can easily be manipulated by outside energies. And so this is why you always want to make sure you are practicing the art of spiritual hygiene, cleaning your body, your spiritual body. It may also be cleaning those tools that you use, or having methods in place of how you will, reshuffle that energy that you might have picked up on that's off. But as long as your spiritual body's clean, you'll know when something's off. If you're constantly walking around with keeping on top of your spiritual energy, your spiritual body, you will know when something's off. Because when negative energy comes within your vicinity or within your field, you're gonna feel it and you're gonna know. And you're gonna know how to handle it. So a clean spiritual body means a clean spiritual body equals a clean state of being, a clean mind. A lot of times when um, outside energy, negative energy impacts us, a lot of times it would affect our mind, our state of being. And so if our mind is clogged, it will not allow us to operate authentically. It will not allow us to operate with a clear state of being. Yeah. So clean thoughts allows for clean communication. To give you an example of a simple spiritual bath, will be um, like a simple white bath. That could be coconut milk, just a dash of it. So I'm going to run through a list. Give me a second. Take a deep breath. A simple white bath can be white flowers, coconut milk, a small dash of coconut milk, actual coconut. So the water that's inside the coconut, you would just take the coconut, crack it, and place the water that's in the coconut inside your bath. Um, and basil. You would need a bowl, um, preferably a white bowl, but a bowl, spring water, if you would like to throw some Florida water in there, you can. You can throw a little bit of Florida water in there. And if you want the bath to really kick, go ahead and throw in a little bit of white rum. All the ingredients in this bath are good for cleansing. These are all ingredients that are good for cleansing. Spiritual baths are very important just because it allows you to move through this world with a clear head. If you don't have a clear head, your discernment becomes off. You're not able to pick up on things. And when you're a person who is gifted, that's not a way you want to operate and walk through this world. You want to walk through this world with a clear head so that you can know how to navigate against the things that might be thrown at you, or just against the energies that are out here, because we live in a world duality. Just like there's good out here, there's bad out here. You just have to know how to navigate within it. All right, so thank you. Thank you to everyone that has listened. Please stay tuned for my next videos. ancestor altars, and I'm going to start doing pick a card messages from your ancestors. So if you found this information helpful and would like to donate, please do so at this link right here. It's buymeacoffee.com at Jaleesa the Medium. Oh, one more thing before I go. With the spiritual bath, when you're doing a spiritual bath, make sure when you make the ingredients, pray over the bath. Pray over the bath while you pray over the bath while you're making the bath. And make sure you are, I'm gonna have to do a video on doing that and attach it up. But yeah, when you're doing a spiritual bath, make sure you pray over the bath. If you're a powerful prayer warrior, intercessor, go to bat over that bath. Pray over that bath. While you're praying, while you're putting all the herbs in there, talk to those herbs. Tell those herbs thank you. Speak to those herbs. Call out the properties of those herbs and say, I know that you're going to do this for me. Basil, you're known to do X, Y, and Z. The prayer is what makes, anybody could put together a bath, but what makes the bath kick, what makes it powerful, what gives it ashe is the intention behind it, your prayers. So I would like to leave that with you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned to my next videos. Have a good day. Bye-bye.